Hello, are you watching this video right now, experiencing the Sunday scaries? The Sunday scaries where you're like, oh my God, I got to go back to that job tomorrow. The job that you dread going to. If that is you, you are in for a treat because you have a double dose today. So I'm doing two live videos today. The first video is talking about the Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black Women, which was May 18th and 19th. So you may have thought, oh man, I wish I could have gone. It's okay. You're still able to get the replay. So we'll put the information there about how you can access the replay. So what we wanted to do today, I have my co-host here, Marissa Price. I have her introduce herself in a moment. But what we're going to do today is we're going to bring up Black women who actually participated in the summit so that you can hear from them. Now, we know it was an awesome summit, and April, who is our moderator, knows it was an awesome summit. So I'll bring her up shortly as well. But I want you to hear from actual Black women who we have not paid to be here. I want you to hear from them about their experiences in the summit and for you to also get your ticket. So again, you can get the live version on the replay, okay? So the live is over, but you can get the replay by clicking the link and getting it, okay? And make sure you share this with other Black women. So I'm going to turn it over to Marissa. Oh, this is what I want to say too. No. I'll say that. Marissa, if you could introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Marissa Price. I am a Black woman social worker, healer, online business educator, co-host of the Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black Women, which took place May 18th through 19th. And it was a huge success for our first summit, which we're very proud about and thankful to everyone who came, attended, and supported. And just spread the word to other Black women because we know that toxic jobs is really something that a lot of us experience. Unfortunately, it's a global issue, right? So having this information, practical resources on how to exit plan, get your health back, right? One of the things that toxic jobs takes away from us so often was so crucial. So to be in that community of over 300 Black women who attended was so special. So thankful for that. We were able to sponsor 17 Black women to attend for free with the help of the individual sponsors of tickets. As well as the 6 Black women-owned sponsors that we had as well. So yes, thankful for all the support.
Yes, and this is the first annual summit. So if you missed it again, you get the replay, but then plan to come next year for the live. So as Marissa mentioned, we had all Black women sponsors of the summit. So we have them up at the top of our screens, as you can see. So please support them as well. And again, we had over 300 Black women in attendance. So Marissa actually had the idea for the summit. Can you just share just a little bit about what was your motivation for coming up with the summit?
Yeah, I think it was me being in a toxic job. So as a toxic job survivor as well, and being in the chat, right, on your channel and seeing like the power of information sharing and resource sharing amongst Black women is so powerful. And I was like, how could we take this to even more people to impact and bring that knowledge of how to make your exit plan by bringing in expert speakers to share and seeing like how Exodus Summit has changed my life right now, living in Guadalajara as part of my exit plan from a toxic job, realizing that virtual summits are very powerful, especially amongst Black women, because we are experts in our fields. And the more that we share knowledge with each other, the more we can get free collectively.
So true.
So, yeah.
So true. So getting the information and being in community. So we want to also give a special shout out to Stephanie Perry, who helped us structure the summit, and a special shout out to Letitia Stiles, who helped us organize the summit. So thank you both so much. So I'm going to bring up our moderator, April, the one and only April, for you to introduce yourself, tell a little bit about maybe your main takeaways from the summit. And I'm just going to start having our participants kind of pop in and share about their experiences.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you, Dr.Kimani and Marissa, for giving me the opportunity to be the moderator for, again, I'm going to start with the amazing, for this amazing 2-day summit. And as first, let me introduce myself. Hello, I'm April Thatch, otherwise known as Positively Prill on my corner of the internet. I am a storyteller, a purveyor of joy, and also a raggedy toxic job survivor. I started something with that raggedy toxic
Yes.
but yeah, I think first of all, if you ask me my main takeaway, it is what an opportunity and a blessing for women who are in the position where I once was. You talked about the Sunday scaries. I call them like the BGs, where you're just like, I have to go to work tomorrow, crying in the parking lot, crying on the way to work, crying in the bathroom, just feeling so low. And I felt alone. So I think that knowing that there were over 300 women who attended live, the support that they showed each other in the chat, sharing of resources. So for me, it was really to see how far I've come. And also some of the healing and growth opportunities that, are coming in the future as well.
Yeah, right. So the healing is an ongoing journey. And I just want to say, too, that it has been a blessing to work with both of you with the summit. And when I think about my YouTube channel, when I think about this summit and just all the work that I'm doing now to support Black women, now I'm going to get the quote wrong. So don't get mad at me if I do, right? But what was meant for evil, God made for good, right? So when I was at that toxic job, they were trying to destroy me and so much other shady stuff. But they woke up a sleeping lion, right? I was asleep, right? They woke up a sleeping lion. And now I'm ushering in a movement. Not only did I get out, but now I'm ushering other Black women to freedom. So I just want to say, not thank you to them, but thank you to God that you delivered me and you showed me the way, and that now I am helping other Black women. So I am going to have different Black women participants from the summit. I'm going to ask them just a few questions and they're going to bop right off. Okay. So I'm just want to say thank you to all of them that they made themselves available to share with us. So first we have Audrey. Hello, Audrey.
Hey, Hi. Audrey.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for being here. So Audrey, can you just share a little bit, again, we're just going to talk to everybody just a little bit, share a little bit about what was your motivation for registering for the summit?
Okay, so I too am a toxic job survivor. I left a toxic job in 2022. And so now I am determined to stay in community. Thank God for the YouTube algorithm. Stay in community with like-minded individuals because, I want to be empowered to create my own.
Awesome. Awesome. And if you can tell us, what was your transformation? And what I appreciate you said too, is that you've already left the toxic job. So my channel, the summit, is for any Black woman in a toxic job. So you could be still at the job, you could be thinking about leaving, you could have left, right? So the summit will benefit you as well. So can you talk a little bit about your transformation from coming to the summit?
And so let's see. I truly believe that I can design my own, what I choose to occupy my time with, which is I am a health coach and nutritionist. And so I want to create a business to help Black women. And so, yeah, I truly believe I can do that now. Again, I want to stay connected so that I can continue to grow. Like you said, this healing is a journey.
Yes, it is.
And when I was at that toxic job, I don't know, I knew it was toxic, but I did feel alone and isolated. And when I decided to leave, honestly, I only shared it with 2 Black women. And one of the Black women, she cried. And I didn't know why, but she said that she wished she could do it too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. And I want people to see you and to see us and know that they can leave, even though it's very scary. But when you're in community, that gives you support. But it's also, we heal in community as well, right? So Audrey, can you just briefly share, if there's a Black woman who's watching this right now and she's like, oh man, I missed the live, I'm thinking about the replay, but I'm on the fence, what would you say to her?
I will say there's so many nuggets in the summit, and there's so much value in purchasing the replay, because from the beginning to the end, let's see, as far as realizing that we are more than the jobs that we do.
Yes.
That was like what I got in the beginning. And then all throughout, it's like you can design your path.
Yes.
And then even ending with getting in touch with the younger version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
there were hands-on activities as well, which helps to again bring up to awaken our spirit, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say there's lots of value in the summit. So purchase the replay. You won't be
Awesome.
disappointed.
Thank you, Audrey. And again, we did not pay any of these women, okay? They have volunteered to come on and talk. And we're going to share a little bit about how we can all stay in community. So we talked about that during the summit, but we'll share more of that later. So thank you, Audrey.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Next up is Latrice. Hello, Latrice. How are you? Oh, you're on mute.
That's right. I'm sorry. It's lovely to be with you too. It's you three today. Lovely to be here. Thank you for the space and the opportunity.
Absolutely. So, Latrice, if you can tell us about what was your motivation to register for the summit?
So I stumbled on one of Dr. Kimani's mini videos, and honestly, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, "Listen, there's this Black woman on this public forum speaking truth to power," and it was really inspiring. So I've been kind of hooked ever since then. And I call you the 21st century Harriet Tubman because you are out here freeing Black women from toxic environments, and it's really wonderful.
Yes, thank you. And I own that because I've called myself Harriet at the other job, which I'm like, no, I don't want to keep people on a plantation, right? I want to liberate them, but
Right.
people have to be ready, right? So the summit is to help Black women get ready. So Latrice, can you share with people about what was your transformation during the summit?
So for me, it hit in a few different ways. The main takeaway is that I am not alone. What happened to me and what happens to Black women at all different levels across sectors, across industries,
Hmm.
across levels of supervisement. It doesn't matter. And that,
Hmm.
that was a really hard pill for me to swallow. One of
Yeah.
the women that has, one of the many experts mentioned that, to be a Black woman in the American workforce means that you are inherently bound to like experience some type of, and I let out some like a little Snoopy cry. You know how like Snoopy cries? That was really hard for me. That was a hard pill to swallow, but it's true.
It's
But
true.
I think instead the women, like the over 300 women that had the blessing to be there in that space, learned that we can take our power back because we're very talented. And I think
Yes.
what's hard for me as someone who went to a good law school, who passed the California bar, it doesn't matter. Like white people will find a way to discredit you. So why not
Hmm.
take that energy back? So
Hmm.
that was transformation for me. Um,
Yeah.
and it was heavy.
Yes. And as we close, what would you say to a Black woman who's on the fence about getting the replay?
You deserve to know the truth. You are not alone. You deserve peace, love, prosperity, and you deserve sisterhood. And we have support for you.
Yes.
Please look me up. I would love to help people. I think Uncle Sam owes us some money. So Dr. Kamani, Melissa, we're gonna have a conversation. And it's a blessing to have this community, and thank you all for what you're doing and to help us like take our power back.
Thank you. Thank
Ashe.
you. Oh,
Amen.
Ashe. Talk to you later, Latrice. Okay. Now we have Latrentis. Hello.
Hi, thank you guys so much for having me here.
Absolutely. So can you share with us what was your motivation for registering for the summit?
My motivation came very late in the game. So I am an Exodus Summit member, and the YouTube algorithm kept pushing me to the summit, kept showing me all about it. Rashida and Stephanie were collaborating with you guys, and I was like, I don't work in a toxic environment. I love my job. It's great. So I'm not gonna, but I kept seeing it and I kept being pulled to it. So then I started to question, do you really not need this? It keeps coming to you. You keep feeling drawn to it. So a
Mhm.
few weeks passed and there was a huge restructuring at
Oh,
my
that's
job of
mhm,
the entire mid sector of the organization, which included the vice president and 3 other people who were
mhm,
lateral, just a little bit below her. It
mhm,
turns out that the vice president was very, very instrumental in building the company, creating the rapport of the company, making sure everyone felt, like a community,
mhm,
securing our pay. She was just amazing. And
mhm.
so I didn't understand what was happening, but immediately I stopped really being motivated to work and realized, and I had conversation with some of my coworkers and people from other departments, and I realized I did work in a toxic environment. And
Uh-huh.
so, and all 4 of the women who were laid off were Black women.
Wow.
Yes. And
Wow.
so something inside of me turned off. I registered for the summit, I believe 2 days after that, and I came.
Yeah. So it's so important what you said, because I think a lot of Black women don't recognize they're in a toxic job, or they might say, well, that's just how jobs are. It's not a big deal. But when you start seeing, you start looking around you, particularly when you see what's happening to other Black women, it is a wake up call. And what I
Yeah.
appreciate about you is that you took fast action, like, like I need to get ready. So even if I'm not ready to leave my job right now, I just need to start getting ready, which is very important. So can you share about your transformation by participating in the summit?
My transformation was very huge and very needed. After that layoff of the people, something in me snapped and I lost my passion to do my job. And for
Mm,
4 weeks, I was operating at about a 10 to 15% capacity.
wow.
Usually I will do 110%. I
Mhm,
just couldn't. I initially took 2 days off because I thought I needed just a little break. And
mhm,
I was like, okay, 2 days is enough, came back, still was not motivated to work. So during the summit, I realized with a lot of the things that were being said in one of the sessions that I was grieving the loss of the
mhm,
security of that job. I
mhm,
came into that job after a 4.5 year sabbatical, and I
mhm,
really felt safe because of the environment
mhm,
that was created by the people who were fired,
mhm.
and I lost that security. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was a grieving and a mourning until
Yes.
the summit identified that for me, and it just woke me up, and it was a beautiful thing.
Awesome. Yes, we do talk about grieving a lot because, we might not equate that with the job, but there is a loss of dreams, a loss of perceived security, but you
Yes,
saw that there really was no security.
yes,
And to also have like such a blatant reminder as Black women that we are expendable. Well, actually, any employee is expendable. And so really saying, wait a minute, is this the life that I want to live professionally? Right? Always like look up behind my back, like, am I going to be next? So okay, so what about if there's a Black woman right now and she's on the fence about purchasing the replay? What would you say to her?
I would say absolutely do it because society and even our mindset teaches us that the security of a job is strictly financial most of the time, but
Mm-hmm.
there is so much more that goes into what's necessary to be okay, to plan our exits or put ourselves in positions where we're safe and where we can foster our own dreams and recognize that we do not need to be dependent on a job, that we need to be moving ourselves back towards the dreams that we've had to honor ourselves and to utilize our gifts and to secure our own future by being entrepreneurs, basically.
Yes, 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 right. So we do have different options. So we can become entrepreneurs, we can have a side hustle. Patrice talked about that. We can go into another job, hopefully not another toxic job.
Yeah,
But the importance of grieving so you don't take that stuff with you to another job, right? Yes,
exactly.
awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much. I'm going to bring
Thank
up the next
you.
person. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up we have Lauren. Hello, Lauren. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. And Lauren and Danny, so Lauren is up now, then there's Danny. We actually talked to you before the summit, right? So it's good now to have like a post, reflection of the summit. So, Lauren, can you share with the audience what was your motivation for participating in the summit?
Yeah, so I actually left a toxic job back in 2021. And I had no idea that there were so many resources available prior to leaving that job. So my motivation really just came from learning about what those resources were and like the knowledge that is available and out there to women like me that have had these experiences. Because had I known that there was so much information that I can know before leaving a job, I would have hopped on it real quick before I even left the job. But I was just motivated to register because I feel like I can always be learning about these things. Like it's not, even if I'm not in a toxic job, there's always a chance to be learning and to just know so that I can have those resources.
So I always say it's always good to be ready so that you get ready to be ready, right? Because you never know what life brings us. And then we don't know about our family and friends. You might encounter somebody that you can share information with them also about being a toxic job and healing. So can you share about what was your transformation by participating in the summit?
Yes. So I really just enjoyed okay, so my transformation was knowing that I have the power to just craft and create the life that I actually want. And I don't have to have my career or have um my entrepreneurship journey, like that doesn't have to dictate like what I want out of life. So just being able to take that power back and know that I can create this life that I want. And also like dreaming again, that stood out to me a lot. Like not letting the dream die, because we only have one life, and a lot of us are spending so much time at toxic jobs and situations, and we're just letting those dreams die. So just that is what stuck out for me, and that was like a part of my transformation.
Yeah, Lauren, I had like a visceral reaction when you said something, when you said letting our dreams die. And I think so many of us, when we're in toxic jobs, and many times they're like soul sucking, right? So we might have come in with a certain expectation or hopes or whatever. And then you go through this over and over and over again, and you start to become sometimes helpless and hopeless. So it is so important for us to reclaim our dreams, because if we don't, then we just go through life as like a shell of a person. And hopefully none of us want to do that. But I think the summit is powerful because it shows Black women that there's another way, right? Yes. So Lauren, what would you say to a Black woman who's on the fence about purchasing the replay of the summit?
What you just said, there is another way, like thinking that you have to go through this alone. Like, no, there are resources out there. So tap into those resources and see how they can help you, because you aren't alone. And once you join into something like this, you realize that unfortunately, there are a lot of us that have experienced this, but you can learn from other people's experiences, and you have that resource right there. So get the replays. They're beneficial. I have my notes that I look at. So yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. See you later.
Bye.
Okay, last up we have Danny. Hey, Danny, how are you?
Let's see, everyone. Thank you so much for having me back.
Absolutely. I was like, we got to have Danny because you were here before we even started it, right? So, Danny, can you share with the audience what was your motivation for registering for the summit?
Yes. So my motivation is to be prepared. Like I mentioned before, I've been in multiple jobs that were very toxic, and I didn't want to just get another job, just to get another job. I want to choose how I build wealth, and I want to love how I build my wealth. So I wanted to find a community. I'm on a journey to gain knowledge that I can utilize as I continue my healing journey and my entrepreneurship journey.
Yes, I love the wealth part. I love that. Okay. So, what was your transformation? So we know your motivation. What was your transformation?
Yeah. So I'm thinking about when Alicia Renice, she said, be a kid again. So I have been learning how to take time honoring and understanding my relationship with myself, my health, my wealth, and my body.
You said my health, my wealth, and my what?
Myself, my health, my wealth, and my body.
Oh, okay. I love it. Okay. So what would you say to a Black woman who's on the fence right now about purchasing the replay?
I would say, if you don't already have it, a community that you can laugh, cry, learn together, release, and heal with, register. Go ahead and get that replay.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Thank you, Danny. You got right to the point. Thank you so much. Okay. So you have heard from Black women who were participating in the summit, talking about some of their takeaways. So, Marissa, maybe can you share with the audience what are some ways that maybe what are the ways that we invited the participants to be a part of a community, and what are some ways that other people who were not in the summit can still be a part of the community? Black women,
Yes.
excuse me, Black women.
Yeah, we have a free Telegram group that we created after the summit. And people have been posting in that, sharing their experiences at the summit, if they're making their exit plan, different resources. So I can provide the link for that and put it in the description section if other people want to join that. But that's kind of our way to continue the momentum from the summit until we meet again next year for the live version.
Yes. And it's so awesome because when you look at Telegram, like people are sharing things and getting so much support in the group. It is so uplifting. It just makes me proud. So, April, do you want to share any last thoughts about the summit and maybe just the encouragement to Black women to purchase the replay?
Sure thing. So, real quick, did you notice that all of the attendees mentioned that they feel power or empowered, and also the safety within the community. So that's something that, I like to pick up patterns. So I was just sitting there like, wow. But I would say, first of all, I need every Black woman to know that they are amazing, absolutely amazing Black women. And then also get the replays. I recommend getting that financial masterclass replay. It's not like this is one of those summit. I mean, I was a moderator and I was taking copious notes. I think the one time you flashed at me and I was like, leaned in, I was so engaged. But this also there is an online store that is within the Hay Summit. A lot of the speakers had resources, specials that they are offering to the attendees. There's also ways to be able to follow and contact the speakers. There's also the sponsors, again, all Black women business owners, sponsors. There is your workbook, Dr. Kimani, that you created for yourself as your mindset kind of reset to get ready for you to leave that toxic job. And then it's not something that I feel that you can just see one time and then go to your notebook. It's something that you have to experience and then go through, maybe watch, rewatch, marinate on some things, but it is definitely worth the price. As a matter of fact, they were saying that.
Oh, they did say that.
Yeah, they said that it was that the price was too cheap. Okay.
Right. They did say that. That was our feedback. Yes.
Yeah. So again, this is not like a sales pitch, as all of those women, each of them, again, they mentioned about not being alone. I started this off by saying, as I was going through my journey, leaving the raggedy toxic job and going through even just the identification and the acknowledgement process, the grieving process, like I didn't even know what was happening. I felt like I was getting ready to lose my mind. So this is more than, as I mentioned, this is the beginning of Black women's history movement.
Yes.
It's not just, a summit. It truly, truly is a movement.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, April. And Marissa, can you share? Because I realized we didn't even tell people what the rundown of the summit, the structure of the summit. We got right into like, girl, it's powerful. You need to get the ticket, right? Can you share with the audience about what is the structure of the summit? Who were the speakers? What were the topics?
Yeah, so the summit was over 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Stephanie Perry kicked us off with how to detox from a toxic job. She is the author of Job Detox coming up. So she shared with us some of the excerpts from her book and just lessons overall about that detox process, because that can be very real. And then Kira shared her experience about radically transforming her life, right? Recovering from burnout, moving to Guadalajara, selling her house, everything, and just restarting her life. In a lot of gyms she shared with us during that. I know that was a very inspirational talk. Kamisha Jones shared with us about the mental health impacts of toxic jobs, which I'm still recovering from. I know a lot of us are. So just having that information was very valuable. Dr. Robin shared with us about sleep, healing from insomnia, which again is a very real issue. Being in a toxic job, you can ruminate, right? And that can impact your sleep. So how to reclaim that for yourself and reclaim your rest. And then Alicia Renese ended us on day one with how to reclaim your creativity and your dreams, reconnect with your inner child to begin healing, right? And realizing that you have dreams outside of that job. That job doesn't control your dreams. And then day two was more of the practical exit planning strategies and tips. I don't know if you wanted to share that. I know that was kind of more of your lane of expertise.
Yes. Okay. So we kicked it off with Emery Archer, who's the anti-HR lady, talking about discrimination and severance, what to do about that. And then we had Libria. I was recording actually because Libria is in Rwanda right now, but she had a recording about how to replace your income, because the income issue is a lot of stuff that makes us stay at a toxic job because our fear is about money. So she talked about different options for replacing your income, whether that might be, remote work, might be, freelance work, contract work, all those things. And then Patrice talked about how to create a side hustle. So let's say you are currently at your job and you're like, I need to start making some money to make me feel comfortable that I can transition to something else. Patrice laid it out with that. And then we had Marissa and I talking about how to create your own business by using your own skills. This is exactly what we've done. So Marissa and I have transitioned from toxic jobs using our own skills and talents, which I know you have too, right? You got credentials, degrees, all that kind of stuff, okay? And then we ended with Dr. Roche Brown, who is a Black woman financial psychologist, who is the same woman that I work with to get my financial exit plan together. She kicked it off. She ended it with talking about how to create that financial exit plan, what to do about your health insurance, what to do about your retirement, what to do about your life insurance, okay? So all of that. So you were learning from all Black women who have gone through the experience. It's not just people who are like, oh yeah, try this. No, they have gone through it and we are all doing well, okay? So this is all available to you. Now, I was gonna suggest that we show a video about our sponsor, but I think we're gonna hold off on that because I don't wanna get a strike because I got a notice about something before. So Mary Ellie, the musical, it's about a Brazilian woman who was really a freedom fighter, like really speaking out about what's wrong. And she was just out there. And unfortunately, her life was cut short. And it turns out it was by people who work with her. Okay. So Mary Ellie, the musical, check it out. We also have as our sponsors Resume Addict. I'm going to she's going to be a guest on my channel. She's having a baby right now. So a while later. And then Afroflow Yoga. And I'm a part of the teacher training certification program. So I hope to bring Afroflow Yoga to this channel at a certain point. So Afroflow Yoga, check that out. It is incredible. So it's yoga and African dance combined together. So go to afroflowyoga.com. And then the Soulfulness Center, that is my mentor, my dissertation chair, Dr. Shelley Harrell. That's her center. And she has Soulfulness Meditation, which is so powerful. I'm still a part of that. And then my dear friend, Soul Care for Black Clinicians Academy, Latanya Tolan. All this information will be in the description section. Then we have Chef B's Essential Meals. So she talks about plant-based food. So she has meals to go. She ships anywhere in the United States. So check her out as well. She's my Spelman sister. And then again, Mary Ellie, the musical. So as we're winding down, I just want to share with everyone, this is just a snapshot of what the summit was about. It was so powerful. I'm so proud of how everything came together. And it's a dream of mine, as Marissa was talking about, the summit, that, I do a lot of work to help Black women, but it's more individual. And so I really wanted to figure out, how do I support more Black women healing, and that I don't want Black women to think that I only talk to Black women who are trying to leave and heal, right? So I'm talking to all Black women, no matter where you are. I'm here to support you on this healing journey. Even if you're still there, I want to help support you, right? But it might just be watching my YouTube channel. That might help support you get out, okay? So as we're winding down, everyone, please, oh, thank you. Marissa's so on it. So this is information about Marielle the musical. So check it out. So everyone, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video with at least 2 other Black women. And if you haven't subscribed to all 3 of our channels, right? So Marissa, tell the name of your channel. April, tell the name of your channel as well.
Yeah, the name of my channel, M Price, MSW. And I talk about traveling, online business ownership, healing from trauma, all of those things. So yes, please subscribe, M Price, MSW.
Yes, thank you. And April, what's the name of your channel?
Positively Prill. And yeah, and on my channel, we are kind of the next iteration. It's what happens as you begin to demonstrate your healing. Doing for yourself, the self-prioritization, and some exciting life events that I'm excited to share.
I can't wait to. I know what they are, but I can't wait. I can't wait to share them. I'm looking forward to it. And I just want to say too, as we're closing, Black women, just make sure that we are investing in ourselves. We invest so much for other people, but we need to invest in ourselves, because if we don't do anything different, things will stay the same, right? So we need to sometimes look at, what are the other ways that we can get support? What are the other ways that we can reach out and get resources? We are sharing resources with you, okay? So you may have seen everything in the description section, but it's also some things on the screen. So we will see you later. And again, I'm about to come on again in about 20 minutes. Talk about Sunday scaries, okay? So I'm gonna shut this live down, but come back in about 20 minutes. I'll talk about the Sunday scaries, okay? And what to do about that. So I have a guest coming with me. So please tune in about 20 minutes, okay? So everyone, I will see you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.